The TMR gang is about to go live online. Catch the video stream of the hottest and most awarded morning program on Philippine FM radio. The Morning Rush. Straight from the Monster Facebook page at RX931, the Monster YouTube channel at RX931, or twitch.tv/Monster RX931. Time to have fun with hosts Chico, Markki, Rica, and Hazel. Join the TMR gang now. Stand by and enjoy the program.
Monster RX93.1. It's time for the top 10. We are also live on Facebook.com/RX931 with Team Bahay over here. Hello.
Hi. Hello. Good morning to everyone. Check us out. Facebook.com/RX931. All right. So let's do one batch of the top 10 for today. Let's start off with, by thanking Shavana, of course, for the topic, hashtag good trip, bad trip. Let's start off with Camilo. I agree with this. Good trip is reminiscing about the last trip you did before the pandemic hit, giving you a treasure trove of memories that make you happy during these challenging times. Yeah.
Our Vietnam trip.
Yeah, that was last out of the country.
For me, ako. Kasi di ba, Chico, ikaw, you went to the Maldives pa.
Yeah, like on the eve of the...
I know.
So,
like a boss.
There was a level of stress. Siguro, I would have been enjoyed it siguro mga a week before kunya nakauwi na kami. Kasi there was a fear that what if we get back home and at the airport, they tell us, you can't leave the airport. You have to quarantine in a nearby hotel or something. That was a legit fear. So that was the only trip we ever took where we were actually excited to go home. I felt bad because usually you're like, oh, I don't want to go home yet. This is paradise. I love it. We were like, Bish, we need to book ourselves immediately and go home. I was so scared that we would get stuck.
You didn't fly back in advance, no? You didn't fly back in advance?
No,
you didn't have to rebook it earlier?
We knew that
Hello?
No naman.
Chico.
Kasi we found out the news that lockdown would be Monday, 12 midnight Monday. And we were coming back naman Saturday. So, I'm pretty sure naman abot kami. But you know what? Parang, my gosh, 24 hours before the lockdown. Medyo nakaka-stress. Pero pasok naman yung uwi namin. And coming from I'm Nath in the mood, good trip, bad trip. Good trip and bad trip. Fully charged yung earbuds mo. Kaso naiwan mo sa taxi yung casing. And especially in a foreign country, you don't want to have to buy stuff that you can buy here in the Philippines abroad. Dagdag pa yun, gastos yun di ba na hindi naka-factor in sa budget mo.
What? That's why I can't do earbuds. Kasi there's so many parts to it That's why I like earphones better because it's just one thing. You just put it in your bag and that's it. Earbuds, you have to put two separate things into the casing. So if one gets missing, you have to buy a whole new set, which sucks.
That's true.
Diba?
Pero pag running, gusto ko actually earbuds. Or Bluetooth headphones would be nice. Or anything with exercise.
Like the one that Chico gave me before.
Yeah.
Running,
that's
diba?
that's nice. The
bone,
yung nandito lang.
The one that you can just
Are you selling it?
Oh no, I use it.
I'm generally not may earbuds, earphones type of person. Like when I exercise at home, everything is on speaker. So my music
but
is
when
on
you're at
speaker.
home.
Yeah, when I'm at home. Or in general, I just don't really enjoy having earphones.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
in my
Ako, like,
ear.
if I can have my earphones on 24/7,
Same.
I would. I'm such an
Same. If
earphones
it wasn't
person.
rude.
Yeah. Kasi like,
You go.
yeah,
Continue.
yeah. Wala lang. Kasi parang, the sound is more complete.
Ako
Parang
kasi
it's
I find it
inside your
Mm.
head,
irritating.
So it's like,
Alam mo yung parang makati siya pag matagal.
Gets, it's
ah,
in your ear.
It's annoying,
talaga?
yeah.
Hmm,
But you have,
I
ako
super
talaga,
love it.
I'm very specific with my earphones. It needs to be in ear and not just like yung bilog na ganon. It needs to
Oh,
be like there's a protruding thing that goes inside the ear.
yes. And I
Yeah, instead of
realized
just like a
na
disc. Mm.
maliit yung hole ko kasi
Yes.
pag dumadating yung earbuds, 'di ba usually it comes with different sizes nung parang rubber na ilalagay
Yes.
mo, yun yung papasok sa ear. So the one na yung nakalagay na default, hindi siya kasya sa hole. Medyo parang lumalabas siya or something kasi masyado siyang malaki for my ear hole. So, I need to switch it dun sa pinakamaliit para yun yung right fit.
You know, you gotta use the earwax for what it's there for.
Huh?
You gotta lubricate it.
Hindi kasi kahit ano,
Okay.
You gotta
parang
lubricate
pag
your
hindi
ear
siya sukat,
hole.
pag hindi siya sukat, lalabas siya eh. Alam mo yon yung naturally, parang magpo-pop out siya.
Oh.
Hindi siya snug.
Yeah, I've never really experienced that, but okay. Okay.
At so
I'll
yung
take
hole
your
mo,
word for it.
regular. Yung ear hole mo.
Ako feeling ko yung ear hole ko
Yeah.
medj regular.
Si
Yeah.
Chico kasi hindi. Never
Can we
mind.
just call them ears? Can we not call them ear holes? Can we just call them ears?
But
Kasi
they are
naman
ear
siya talaga,
holes.
diba?
Let's just say Chico has had a lot of practice with his
Mhm.
ear holes. Diba
Oy,
kasi he's always
yeah, kasi
listening
lagi ako of
to
course.
Madonna when
Naka-earphones
he's
din
walking
talaga.
around Eastwood. Diba? All the time.
That's true. From the super malice guy, good trip, bad trip. Bad trip. Going to that remote destination, and it took 4 hours by boat ride. Good trip. When you got there, it was absolutely worth it. Meron talagang ganyan. Ang hirap. I mean, that's what makes it so difficult to go to kasi nga it's so remote. Pero that's also what you go through all of that for. Kasi nga, the rewards are amazing. Pero yun nga, mahirap siya puntahan. Kasi, like for example, for me, the experience that I can remember is Bora Bora because it's so far. Like, insanely far. Parang 4 or 5 plane rides before you get there.
Yeah.
So, alam mo yung, by the time nasa last, ano ka na, ang sungit-sungit mo na, feeling mo, dungis mo na. And sobrang ayaw mo na talaga. You're so angry, you're so tired. But my gosh, when you go there, it's like, this is paradise.
I think you're
Worth
the
it
only
naman.
person
Worth
I know that's been to Bora Bora.
Same.
Same.
Because it's
so remote.
and
Grabe.
expensive,
It is.
right?
And
Alta.
expensive,
Super
definitely.
Alta.
Super
Alta!
remote.
Grabe
Ilustrado!
Oh, nung pumunta kami dun sa popular restaurant. I forgot the name. Bloody Mary or something. Meron dun listahan ng mga celebrities na nakapunta na dun. Hello, like
Yeah.
the Kardashians, the
Oh,
Hiltons,
wow.
Tom Hanks, like name the celebrity, they've been there. Like Julia Roberts,
Wow.
Oprah Winfrey. Talagang like, oh my gosh, like who's not there? Tapos like, puno na yung whatever that is na display nila. Feeling ko ang dami pang mga newer celebrities who've
Yeah.
been there but they just don't have space anymore. They probably need a new wall just to put like new names. Pero to be honest, I mean like, I've been to many like really good restaurants. Steady lang. I mean, para siyang ihaw-ihaw, parang Jerry's.
Wahi-wahi.
Because
Wahi-wahi.
because so many celebrities have been there. It's such a must go to. Pero TBH, steady lang siya. Hindi naman siya like super fantastic food.
Maybe because
It's
for
basically
them, they're
shrimp.
not used to that kind of, food. Kasi tayo, mahilig tayo sa ihaw-ihaw eh. So
Yeah.
maybe that's the reason why we're
Totoo.
like, yeah, it's
Totoo.
Or
fine.
maybe
Or for
for that
them.
maybe
place, yun na yung the best.
yeah,
True.
or maybe in the past it was the best, and then like they were like telling people that that's the best place to go to, so everyone's been talking about it. They told the celebrities, and the celebrities went there, and probably they were also underwhelmed by the food, but still they went there because they were told it was the best.
Totoo. At saka yun
Mm-mm.
nga eh, because of
Diba?
the hype. Because all of those big names went there. And usually, when celebrities go there, they also post about it. Alam mo yun, like, they'll post it on Instagram or Twitter or stories. So, lalong na-feed yung parang, this is the place to be. This is where Justin Bieber went. This is where Kim Kardashian went. So, alam mo yun, parang na-feed tuloy yung, ako tuloy, with all the buzz about it, ang taas ng expectations ko. So when I went
Expectations.
there, yeah, and then the food, masarap siya. To be fair, masarap siya. It's just that, I guess, unfairly high yung expectations ko. I was
Yeah.
thinking, this should be the best food I've ever tasted in my life. So parang, alam mo, parang, okay, ihaw-ihaw, inihaw na isda. So, okay, mga ganun lang. And coming from Shavana, good trip, bad trip, good trip. You're walking down the aisle of a plane for an awesome, awesome travel destination. Bad trip, na-realize mo that's probably the only walking down the aisle you'll ever experience.
But, I mean, it can happen in the future. Maybe ano lang.
Never give
Oo,
up.
and,
Yeah. Pero alam mo,
and it's
may
not for
ganong
everyone.
factor yung
Not for
ano.
everyone.
True. May ganong factor yung when I'm traveling somewhere, like let's say yun nga, super expensive or something, let's say sponsored or whatever, na parang you know that this is the only time that you're gonna experience it. And although it's fun, in your head, you're kind of like spoiling it na parang, oh no, but after this, it's not like I can go back. Alam mo yun? But still, you have to try your hardest to enjoy the moment, right?
Yeah.
That's
Ayun
how
ang
I felt
my
when
problem.
yeah. Mm-mm.
Pag
Yeah.
kunyari yung pag kunyari yung mga, like the most awesome places I've ever been to.
Mhm. Yes,
Okay, wait.
Chico.
I think my
Go ahead.
Yeah, okay. So, like when I go to like somewhere really, 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 really fantastic, I actually have such a weird headspace. Kasi ang nangyayari sa akin, parang, this is perfect. This is paradise. What happens is, I can't enjoy it while I'm there because I'm so like, I don't want this to end. I want this to last forever.
Ang
So,
weird
ang
mo
hirap.
naman.
Kasi parang I want to be in the moment. But at the same time,
Yeah.
ang weird. Sobrang weird. Kasi nga parang ang sa akin, parang, I don't want this ever to end. I want to stay here forever. So, ang nangyayari, hindi ako nag-enjoy. Imbes na enjoy ko na lang siya na nandun ako. Gets?
You have to be in the moment. Di bale na never mind that you're never gonna go back or you're never gonna experience it again. All the more that you have to enjoy every second of it.
Totoo.
True.
Totoo naman yan.
Mm-mm.
And from Bad
Yes,
Ding RZ,
Chico, go.
good trip, bad trip. Good trip. You finally met the AFAM in Germany that you've been chatting with. Bad trip. You also met his wife and children.
Scandalous.
Scandal.
Escándalo. And the top good trip, bad trip comes from the Super Malice guy and Archer Aguilar.
They both say.
The Super Malice guy says, good trip, visiting those places you saw in movies or series. Tapos i-reenact mo pa yung mga scenes na napanood mo. Like, those iconic, yung real places that figured prominently in movies. Especially in anime, I think a lot of people do that. Kasi like in a lot of, like yung Your Name, remember that Japanese
Yes.
feature film? actual places in Tokyo, in Shibuya, in ganyan. So, pwede mo siyang puntahan. And pwede ka take that angle that came out in the anime, and you can actually recreate a lot of the iconic scenes in that movie. So, that's cool. And also from Archer Aguilar naman, good trip. Kapag na 1-2 punch, swerte ka. Upgraded kayo sa plane and sa hotel accommodations. So,
that's
from
the
economy,
Swerte naman.
na-upgrade ka to like business class, tapos yung hotel accommodation to like a step or two higher than what you paid for.
Nice.
That's heavenly.
Like, I would take photos everywhere, photos and videos, knowing that this will never happen again. I would be like documenting everything.
Tsaka, ang swerte mo na to experience one, but to experience both on the same trip,
Exactly.
parang amazing. That would be great. So there you go. That's our first batch of the top 10 good trip, bad trip. One more batch. Team Booth will be playing a couple of songs, but we will stay on Facebook Live.
Hello. What's up?
Hello!
May sobrang
Okay.
delay mo ngayon for some reason. I can actually hear
Oo
myself.
nga.
May dami na
I know, right?
kung kailan mo ko nadidinig. Oo nga eh.
Kanina naman, okay.
Iyak
Tsaka
na
enough ko na nga yung video ko eh.
Ang weird. Ako nga din eh. I don't know kasi bakit medyo intense yung delay for some reason.
Tsaka kayo rin, hindi well, obviously it's my internet, pero I can hear you ng putol-putol.
Oh. It's okay. At least we're team Booth
Joel,
tomorrow.
I would put on my cam on, but it would slow down my internet. I don't know. We'll see. Kahapon naman ang ayos-ayos, 'di ba? Nakakainis.
Yeah. And bakit kanina din
Oo
pag
nga.
nagchichika tayo
off-air. Hello!
Wala namang delay.
Hello.
Oh, bakit walang delay when we're like off-air? That's so weird.
Oh, see? Ba't gano'n? Alam mo, I thought kasi nagwawala na naman si NetNet. Pero, ewan ko, mukha naman.
Correct.
Okay. Next. Okay. Anong next? Okay,
Pero
let's
just
play a
in case,
game.
papatay ko na rin yung
Sige. Kaso, sige, ano na lang, yung call out yun, ang tawag mo dito, yung names nyo na lang, si Waf Waf. Ay, hindi, may bago tayo, di ba?
Ha?
Tama ba?
Ako, waf-waf pa rin ako.
Waf Waf pa din? Ano yung sa'yo, Chico?
Pau-pau pa rin ako. Pau-pau.
Pau, okay. Tapos kay Hazel,
Boom,
Boom,
boom.
para hindi na, so that you don't need your cameras. Okay. So, let's play. Since it's already the end of Buwan ng Wika, very Filipino, let's play a food trivia game. Okay? But, Filipino food. Since we've been talking about food, the whole show, okay? These are super easy, but pabilisan na lang, okay? Tsaka onti lang to, promise. It's not gonna be a long game. Okay? Ready? First question. What is not an ingredient for adobo? Star anise, bay leaves, peppercorns, vinegar.
Boom!
Tweet.
Ay,
Tweet.
boom.
Pau.
Star anise.
Tweet.
Yes!
Anong galing yung tweet?
Mali pa yung buzzer.
Di ba ang star anise, ano yun? Sa pata. Di ba sa pata yung ginagawa yun?
Oo.
At saka may isa pa, di ba? Yung...
Alam ko sa pata yan eh. Tinatanggal ko yun eh. Kasi ayoko yung lasa nun pag accident.
Talaga? I think it's nice.
No, I mean like for like as part of the
For
dish. But
pata.
if you accidentally bite on it, oh my God.
Oh
It's
yeah, I
horrible.
know.
It's horrible.
It's like a tree bark. Hindi ba sa ano rin? Sa Paris? Nasa Paris din yun,
I
di
don't
ba?
know.
Oh, I think so.
Baka nga.
Okay. What's the famous pancit myth Filipinos believe? Okay, I'm gonna give you 4. Listen up. That our ancestors used to make it from worms, that you're supposed to eat 5 plates of it at a time, that it brings longer life, or that it brings good luck. Famous pancit myth
Pau-pau.
Filipino. I'll go Pau.
Pau. Famous pancit myth, long life.
Yes, that is true.
Yeah, that's a pancit.
So, Filipinos usually cook pancit for birthdays, for long life.
Actually,
Okay.
ano diba? Sa amin kasi any noodles. It doesn't have to be pancit. So, pwedeng spaghetti, pwedeng palabok, pwedeng...
Basta may...
Basta noodles. Basta pahaba.
Mahabang
Oo, basta.
And then, di ba, you're not supposed to cut it with your teeth when you slurp.
Yes. Never
Dapat
cut
tuloy-tuloy.
it. Kasi
Yeah.
nga, wag mo puputulin yung buhay. Parang ganun.
Yung buhay. Oo. Okay, next. Which part of a pig is sisig made of?
Boom!
Go Bumbu! Ay!
Ay,
Nauna
hindi ko alam.
Ano? Di ba the ear?
And? In general. Where's the ear?
The face.
Follow up.
Yes! The face!
The
Face
face.
and
The cheeks, di ba?
Yes.
cheek.
So, it comes with chicken or pork liver and then, grilled and chopped. Oh, nagutom tuloy ako.
Parang gusto ko tuloy ng sisig.
Ako
Oh.
yung Singaporean. Legit.
Ano
Gutom
yun?
ako sa Singaporean.
Ay, oo. Singaporean. Okay.
Yung mga laksa.
Next.
Yung
True
mga...
or false? True or false? Ube is a root crop.
Waf.
Papaw.
Go up.
Manam?
True.
Anong manam? Bakit manam yung nagagawa?
Kasi sa sisig.
Alam na.
Oh my gosh. Okay. True is correct. Ano? Waf waf. I
Yes.
love it. Okay. So it's a type of yam.
It's a yam.
Yeah.
Nagutom yun. Ay, last 3. Sige, last 3. Ay, eto. Ready na ba kayo? What comprises a Jollibee C3 meal?
Ay, parang hindi ko alam.
Go, boom, boom!
Hula lang Is it
Hula.
chicken and spaghetti?
Yes, you're correct! Go, wow! Oh my gosh, ang galing!
Kasi alam ko na that's popular eh. A lot of people
Yeah.
know that. So I guess
Oo.
as much. Yeah.
Okay. Next. How old must a balut be opened until it's perfect to eat?
Ay, hindi ko alam.
Any choices?
Hindi ko din alam yan.
Choices, 14 to 21 days, 21 to 25, 26 to 30, or 31 to 40.
Papaw.
Go, Pau Pau.
Yung A, 14 to something.
Yes, you're correct, Pau Pau! Ang galing!
Yes! I know my eggs!
I love it.
Especially if there's a bird inside.
Oh, yes! Uy, pero alam mo, totoo lang, like super, I love balut, but I really can't stand the bird. I can't eat the bird. I really can't.
Oy,
The
I
bird.
can't
Oo.
see it.
Nag-grow
Masyado bang
ako.
Hindi, tsaka minsan may
Alam mo,
buhok
Markki,
kasi.
duduk-dukin na talaga kita. Malapit na.
Pero have you ever tried? Kasi ako as in never. I have never tried the...
Really? I have naman.
I have never.
My
I guess
experience, my relationship with balut is so weird. Kasi when I was younger, I used to love it. Like, kakainin ko pa yung sisiw. Well, we call it sisiw, but it's not actually sisiw because sisiw is
Uh-uh.
chick. This is more like a baby duck, di ba? So, I would
Yeah.
eat the sisiu. Like, oh my gosh, it was my favorite. I would eat it last pa nga. Pero I don't know, as I grew up, I get yung I get yung dati ayaw mo, pero ngayon gusto mo na. It's
Gusto mo
the
na.
opposite. Like, something happened that now I really find the sisiu gross. Like, I cannot.
I wonder what happened.
I don't know. Wala naman akong bad experience. I don't remember a time when nasuka ako or nasobrahan
Yeah.
ako ng kain or something. Wala. I just remember, ayoko na siya.
Baka you started for what it really was, like a
small
fetus.
Kasi I knew what it was. Eh. I would I would gross out the adults before because I would get the sisiu. Tapos sasabihin ko pa, okay, now I'm going to chop off the head. Ganun. Tapos, alright, eat the beak. I'll tear off the beak and then eat just the beak.
Oh my God.
Pero now, I can't. Like, I can't.
Hazel, it's the quiet ones, I tell you.
I know.
Totoo.
Okay, sige, last two. Ito medyo provincial food. Hindi naman provincial, more like from the province. Which Filipino province is known for the sweetest mangoes in the province?
Yeah, boom, boom, boom.
Okay, boom, boom! Gimaras is correct! How did you know?
Ang daya, alam ko rin
I've been
yun.
to Gimaras and I buy Gimaras mangoes.
Oh my God, nagulat ako kay boom.
Kasi may build-up.
Kilala yun. Kilala ang Gimaras mangoes.
Actually, I did not know. Oh my
Ako
God.
din,
Alam ko yan. May mga second place. Pero
Sabi ni Tino, boom, boom, kalmahan lang. Kalmahan mo lang.
Kalmahan mo lang, boom, boom. Grabe ka naman eh. So, it's not Laguna, it's not Davao, and it's not Bulacan. It's Guimaras.
They actually, if you go to the grocery, may dedicated area dun sa mga tinang ripe mangoes for Gimaras mangoes.
Oh, really? I did not know that. And apparently, they have a mango festival every May.
Yeah.
I remember the best mangoes I've tasted were from Dagupan.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, depende naman siguro talaga yan with your
Right.
preference. Okay, last one.
It's known for mangoes, Zambales.
Yes, that's true. Di ba dinalan tayo before?
Yeah.
Di ba? Okay. Last one, okay? Pabilisan. What's the main base for any Ilocano vegetable soup or stew? Do you need choices?
Yes, please.
Sige. Soy sauce, fish sauce, bagoong, or sauce?
Boom! Bagoong?
Yes, bagoong is correct. Grabe si Boom.
Grabe yung competitive nature
Grabe na to.
Ang daya, may lag ako eh. May lag ako kanina pa ako pau-pau ng pau-pau dito eh.
Sorry sa'yo, Pau Pau.
Dinaan niya sa dinaan niya sa dami ng buzzer, yung
Ganyan naman eh. Ganyan
Ganyan lang, guys.
Lagi ang nangyayari. Kahit ilang beses ko sabihin yung pau-pau, dineded mo.
Walang niya. Filipino food.
Oh my God. Alam mo yun?
Alright. Boom, boom wins.
Tawag dyan na pau-pau zone na naman ako.
Napapozo. No.
Oh, dahil nanalo sa Boom, libre nyo na ng sponsoran nyo yung sisig niya from Manam today.
Manam, baka naman.
Parang gusto ko naman.
Tapos yung gising-gising.
Oh, yes. Classic. Ako kasi gusto ko yung kare-kare tsaka yung sisig.
Yung
I
kare-kare.
want chili garlic crab. I want.
Ito naman, Singaporean food.
Totoo.
So,
Tapos
bakit?
ano, what do you call that? That bread thing na isasawsaw mo dun sa sauce afterwards. Oh, ang sarap.
Sa chili garlic crab?
Oh, di ba? Yung
Oo.
ano, that, what do you call that?
Hmm.
Yung parang square
Parang
bread.
matigas siya na ano 'di ba, na bread. Hindi siya
Parang
yung
fried bread.
Or
di ba?
Marjorie, we need your knowledge of Singaporean food.
It
Singapore.
always comes
Kasi
with that.
hindi mo ba naman-miss Chico yung that Singaporean breakfast place you go to?
Super. I want
Sarap
na
sana.
kaya toast. I want kaya toast with
Ako
yung
din, I miss
tarik.
kaya.
Oo, fan
Sobra.
kayo ng kaya
I
toast.
love.
Chico, have you ever been
Super.
to have you ever been to Marche in Singapore? Gustong-gusto ko rin yun sa
No,
Singapore, miss ko yun.
I have not. I have not.
But you've seen it around.
Parang no.
Talaga? Ang sarap kaya sa Marche. Eh, parang siyang may card kayo when you enter the restaurant and then there are different stations and every time you want something, you hand them the card. Tapos, before you leave the restaurant, that's when you pay. You give them the card and all the things that you purchase. Yun
Ang
yung,
galing.
parang ano siya, it's a Swiss restaurant though, na different kinds of food.
Right.
So, meron sila nung, di ba, ang mga popular sa Swiss food, yung their sausages and yung mga ganon.
Jesus.
Yes, tas may mga steak din, may mga potatoes, basta ganon. I love it.
Okay, sige. 30 seconds and then we can eat. I'm so hungry at this point.
Yes, Nathaniel Trellana, Lau Pasat. Oh my gosh, I remember being there in Singapore. Hawker, yung malaking hawker, center.
Monster RX93.1. It's time for the final batch of the top 10. Let's say hello to all the people on Facebook Live. Good morning. And on YouTube Live as well. Hello. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Hello. Okay, so we were talking about food when we did our FB in between, and we talked about Singapore and the hawkers. My gosh, di ba kasi maganda sa hawkers, mura lang siya. So they're like cheap hawkers. Oh my gosh, those are my favorite in Singapore. So yeah,
Yes.
as in like super duper favorite food. And we've got our top 10 for today, courtesy of Shivana. Hashtag good trip, bad trip. Let's start off with the super malice guy. Good trip. Going back to your hometown where you have fond memories of your childhood. Sorry. May mga ganap sa laptop ko. So, di ba, it would be nice. Like, alam mo yung mga, like, especially if you went to, yung mga provincial, like, mga grew up in the province, pero eventually, nasa Manila na sila, parang it's nice to revisit the places you went to as a kid and then to see if ganun pa rin yung effect sa'yo as it had when you were younger. That's a lovely kind of...
It was interesting. I went back to Germany because I lived in Germany when I was really young, 9 to 12. And I saw the place for what it was. It felt so much smaller.
Yeah.
Because when I was there as a kid, everything felt so much bigger because the buildings were so much bigger because you're shorter. And so when I arrived, I'm like, oh, ganito lang pala. I thought it was going to be much bigger than it was. So that's mostly what I feel when I go back to childhood locations.
Ako, I used to go back to...
Go. Yeah, no, I went to the
used
zoo
to go
kasi
back
and I
to
remember. Yeah.
Parang we had an old house. The house that I grew up in Cubao, we left there when we transferred here to our current village. And I remember nung nagda-drive na ako, that was one of the things that I used to do. Parang pag wala, kunyari coming from UP, medyo mapapadaan ako dun sa area na yon. Sometimes I'll just drive by just to look at it again. parang it looks so
Yeah.
different now. But there's something just so nostalgic about like, oh my gosh, that's the house I was born in. That's the
Alam
house
mo
I
yung ano,
had my formative years in.
alam mo yung feeling na pag dumaan ka, parang you can almost see little Chico, like little you playing outside. Yung as in parang kahit
Yeah.
tsura niya, nai-imagine mo yung
Totoo.
nandun ka before when you were little. Yeah, it's such a bittersweet feeling.
Kasi parang ano no, yung parang like, I can't even imagine living there kasi sobrang iniba na nila. Iba na yung gate, iba na yung wall, close na nila. Kasi dati open yun yung harapan. So, you kind of like see the Chico tree, and ironically, Chico tree yung puno namin sa pinakagitna. So, wala lang. It's so nice when you go back to a place where you used to frequent, and even if it looks so different, parang there's an affinity. You almost feel like there's still a connection that still exists kahit ang tagal-tagal mo nang hindi bumabalik doon. So wala lang.
Yeah.
Super nice.
True.
And from Camilo, good trip, bad trip. Being in transit is quite a bad trip. Flying makes me anxious. Being at sea makes me nervous. Riding the bus or train makes me feel claustrophobic. The only transit I like is by car. Oh, that's tough. Sayang, ang dami mong mamimiss out. If you don't like planes and trains and boats, that limits your...
I guess, ano na lang, make the most out of road trips here or where you are.
I guess. Oh.
Diba?
Pero sayang, yung
Make
mga
it
international
an actual
trip, sayang. Oo.
Sayang talaga. You know what? I've always wanted to experience, go to another country and drive there. Drive a car or a motorcycle or maybe even a bike. Alam mo yon, yung actually have transportation and not waiting for a tourist bus to take you everywhere.
One of our last trips, remember when we went to Greece? That was what happened. We rented a car. Ito yung nakakatawa.
Oh, that's amazing.
We were a big group, and we have two who are like the designated drivers. And sila talaga, they were like, kami magdadrive. Doesn't matter how far, doesn't matter how blah, 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 blah. So everyone is like, yay! Siyempre ako, yay, I'm a passenger. Pagdating namin doon, the only car available was a manual car. And yung dalawang nagdadrive namin, parang hindi sila masyadong sanay sa manual. So, yung hindi mahilig mag-drive, ako, I ended up driving the entire time.
Because they couldn't drive manual.
Oh no. Kasi ako yung sanay pa rin eh. Like kahit pa, I realized, doesn't matter how many years I haven't driven manual, parang it's unforgettable. I can't forget.
Muscle memory.
It's like riding a bike.
Yeah,
Sobra.
that's stick shift. I swear.
I was still a stick shift kind of guy, and I was pretty good at it. So I ended up driving. And coming from Archer Aguilar, very very similar to the earlier entry. Good trip, going to the old places you know and love. Bad trip, finding out na nag-close na marami sa kanila. Like restaurants.
Bummer.
That's sad. Wala lang, parang...
And and you don't have to go very far. You just go downstairs after a week of lockdown and see how many restaurants have closed.
I don't want to know.
It's so sad.
Actually, I was planning to go back to UPLB nga, but I feel like I'm gonna be sad, not seeing students and seeing all the restaurants before na closed. Not even closed down, just closed.
And not
you know
just
what I
that,
mean?
like driving down and checking out all the national high schools or whatever. And I'm like, is that a school? It looks like a deserted building.
Actually, I was just talking to my friends the other day. I was thinking na, alam mo yung ang weird na makakita ng bata. When you see a kid, you're like, may ganun pa pala. It's because you don't really see them like anywhere.
Hindi sila pwedeng lumabas for the longest time. Diba?
It's so weird.
Oo. Tsaka parang parang, what do you call those like small humans?
Mumu. Yung pala hindi talaga bata. Yung
What if? Oh my gosh.
And this yung parang like yung parang remember that Reddit thread that I told you na like creepy things that kids say. There was this one entry there that so she was with her kid, parang 3-year-old child, and then the 3-year-old child says, Mommy, please tell all the people to be quiet. They're so noisy. Dalawa lang daw sila na nandun.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
You know what?
Like, ang ingay-ingay daw.
Just to joke around, one time na magkakasama tayo, that's what I'm gonna do to all of you guys. Because you don't know if it's true or not. You don't know if I'm joking or not.
Kasi at least ikaw, you're an adult. Like, we can always think na nagbibiro ka.
Hindi,
But
tsaka
if it's a
you're
kid,
unhinged
it's like-
And alam naman namin yun. So parang, it's just Rica being herself. Hearing things again.
Oo. Alam naman namin yun eh. Alam naman namin yun. And coming from Shivana, good trip, bad trip. Good trip, you are rendered speechless when you see the wondrous sights, but you can't stop talking about it and you never run out of stories once you leave the place. Alam mo yung,
amazing.
alam mo na medyo naiirita na yung mga tao sa'yo, but you just can't stop talking about it because you love it so much. And you had such a good time and like, parang like, crap, I should stop, but I just can't stop talking about how wonderful it is. Yeah, that's a good trip. From the Super Malice guy, good trip. You study the local dialect, then you get excited when you have swatches of conversation that you can actually understand because you sort of kind of studied it. That's cute. Ako, I do that in Japan when I hear some of them talk, and because of anime, I'm like, oh, I know that. I heard Naruto say that at one point.
It would be more fun if you have like a mini conversation. Kahit yes, no lang. Diba? That would be cute.
Well,
Kaya.
yeah.
Feeling mo
Pero,
kaya.
like ikaw,
Do you
kunyari,
still
when you're
understand
watching
a bit? Do you
No,
understand
I mean-
like long phrases in Japanese?
Not phrases.
Like-
Not phrases. Like, usually it's a word or a... Pero yun nga, if you stop watching for a long time, alam mo, immersion talaga has a lot to do with it. Kasi if you hear it all the time, minsan nga, I don't understand it, but I get the context because of certain repeated words. So, like now, medyo matagal na yung huli kong anime. So parang feeling ko I'd be rusty again. Pero if I'm deeply entrenched in a certain anime, feeling ko may mga maintindihan akong maiikli. And coming from, and the top, good trip, bad trip, comes from Abby CJ and the Talking Lens.
They both say.
Abby CJ says, good trip, shopping galore day. You know, like you enjoy the entire day of shopping. Bad trip, day 2 pa lang of a week-long trip, pero maxed out na yung card mo.
Uh-oh.
Yon ang
No, I
problema.
can't imagine what that's going to be like. Ang hassle naman nun.
And
It's
lalo na,
either
if it's a
that
shopping trip,
or it's either that or kunwari, puno na yung suitcase mo but the things that you bought are for other people. Yung parang medyo bad trip lang. It's either
Bad trip
pasalubong
talaga. Oo.
or somebody asked you to buy something and you can't say no. Tapos kita mo, oh, paano to? Puno na yung suitcase ko.
that's
That's it.
kaya
I
rin
remember-
ano eh.
I will charge them extra. Kunyari, I
Oh,
get
yeah.
charged the extra, yung overweight sa luggage. Yeah, I mean,
That's fair.
that's your
That's
stuff.
fair.
That's not mine. Oo.
Kasi kunyari nakibili ako ng statue sa'yo that I really loved and you
Hello,
agreed.
statue
Pero
talaga.
obviously, kunyari lang. Tapos kunyari, sobrang bigat. Hindi lang kunyari, I'm sure sobrang bigat yun. Like, I would really offer to pay. I mean, even before, kumbaga pinipitch ko pa lang sa'yo yung favor
Yes,
ko.
yung idea.
Kasama na sa pitch ko yung I will definitely pay you and more. Like, kunyari, gusto mo lang akong i-charge for the hassle. I would pay. I would gladly pay. Kasi I understand it as a traveler. I also understand how difficult it is na sobrang nahahassle ka because of somebody else's pabili. Diba? So, alam mo yun eh. You understand that. So, yeah. And from the Talking Lens, very similar to that, good trip, bad trip. Good trip, I got to shop a lot of stuff during the travel. Bad trip, excess baggage. And then you have that awful, awful decision of which ones you have to throw away. Like, hindi option yung pabayaran mo. Kunyari, sobrang mahal. And minsan, sobrang mahal ha. Alam mo yung parang, if you're going to bring home everything, you're going to have to pay like, minsan maabot ng $100 or more. So, the option is to just leave some of the stuff and throw them away.
That's so sad. I remember that happened to us, but it was a local flight. I don't know why I had to leave like 3 bottles of honey. I think bawal bawal ata i-check-in. And then, isang bottle lang yung pwede mong i-hand carry. And I bought like 4. And it was like, local honey from the bee farm or whatever. In Davao, remember, Hazel had to leave bottles of honey in the airport. And I was actually thinking na parang ibigay ko na lang kayo randomly sa isang person. But I don't want to seem like creepy or baka scam. So I just left it in a corner. And I'm like, I'm so sad. As in, we went out of our way to go to that palengke so that we can buy that honey. And I ended up just taking home 1 bottle. Grabe.
What I do
Sayang.
remember was, na ganyan, tayo, RX trip, I remember, everybody bought this sneaker spray thing to clean your
Oh,
sneakers.
yeah. Oo.
And then pagdating natin sa not immigration pa nga, yung ano pa lang, yung sa baggage check pa lang, they said, hindi allowed yun. That maybe because of the aerosol thing or something. Tapos people were everyone who bought like cans and cans of that were so upset. And then I remember some of us started cleaning our sneakers in
Just to be able to use them.
in the X-ray area kasi sayang kasi
Sayang.
the docs who had to leave them just had to throw them away. Kasi hindi nila madadala.
Oo, wala na eh.
Oh, nakikita ko na may mga naglilinis ng sneakers kasi nga itatapon nila eh. Ito,
Buti na lang hindi ako na biktima.
People were so upset.
Kasi I bought the one na hindi aerosol eh. Yung binili ko para siyang pump na...
Were you in that trip?
Yes, I was.
So nakita mo sila na nagsispray?
Yes, hindi naman ako natuwa na buti nga sa inyo, haha, ako hindi ako nakumpiskahan. Wala namang ganon. Pero I was just relieved. Alam mo parang, buti na lang I went with a different cleaner na brand or whatever. So, ayun, hindi naman ako nakumpiskahan.
Well, I had a similar situation or a similar experience. I flew to Indonesia. I had a show there. So I passed by Singapore and I found this bottle of lubricant that I was looking for. And I was like, oh my gosh, they have it here. So I brought it with me. And then on my way back home, they didn't stop me naman from Indonesia to Singapore. But when I got to Singapore, I think I forgot to put it in my check-in luggage. And they confiscated it from me. And I was like, no. How can I check in? And they're like, no, you can't have that here. Oh my gosh. I was like, can I is there a way that I can move this? And all these Filipinos were looking at me and they're like, I didn't care. I needed this lubricant in my bag. This is very important.
So what did you do?
Wala, tinapon nila.
Oh no, it's not like you can use it right then and there. Like,
you can lubricate your shoes.
Oh, sayang. Sayang.
Okay. Okay, I don't know how to move on from that. But yeah, okay.
But I mean, hello.
Nakaka-stress.
How are you supposed to use it, right?
True. Ano, mag-slide kayo din sa airport.
Mag-slide.
Okay, anyway.
Oh, sabi ng handler ko, iwan mo na lang. I'm like, no, I'm not gonna leave this be. And then I had like...
So wait, ganito, Markki. Di ba yung kwento ko, di ba, na parang hindi pwede yung mga sneaker cleaner. So, right there and then, naglinis sila ng shoes. So, ikaw, anong ginawa mo?
That's what I said. I couldn't use it there and
Hindi
then.
naman pwedeng gamitin. Well, I mean...
Yeah, and the security guard, well, let's just say she wasn't my type. So there was
Baliw. Now that's unhinged. Alrighty.
Okay.
Okay, let's go. Let's
So,
do
what about
this.
us? Good trip, bad trip.
Um, Good trip.
Ako, I wanna focus on the good trip. Ayoko ng bad trip.
O
Good na lang.
sige.
Okay.
Because we miss traveling so much.
Or pwede both. Pwede naman both.
Pwede naman, pwede naman. Ako, I
Ah.
will really never forget that. One trip to the Maldives, one of our first, no, our first ever Maldives trip. Um, when we went to inquire about something dun sa parang reception nila. Pagtingin namin, merong little, handwritten note na nakatayo dun sa table ng receptionist. Nakalagay parang, looking for volunteers. Parang to go on a yacht trip. So we're like, what's this? So, if you're willing to give up your room, like you remove all of your luggage and all that, and you'll keep it here, we'll let you go on a 3-day, 2-night yacht trip. Like everything's there, the food, the drink,
Wow.
everything. So we were like, kasi parang apparently overbooked sila. So, tapos wala namang nakabook for the yacht. So they were getting 3 couples to join. And there were still slots. So we were like, okay, let's go. Kasi akala namin parang lugi kami, but it would be quite an experience. Turned out, super expensive pala niya. We didn't know. Like we would never be able to afford something like that because it's so expensive to do that thing that they offer. So, turned out it was one of our best experience ever in our lives. Alam mo yung, we slept on the deck of the yacht, like literally under the stars. Like, they set up mga kutsyon with really nice sheets and pillows. Like, literally, pagising mo sa umaga, it's like the sunrise. And the sky, the morning sky of the Indian Ocean. It was amazing. Like, I will never forget that for the rest of my life. And ang ganda-ganda lang. Super.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess mine is also something that I'll never forget. My favorite trip ever in my life was seeing the Northern Lights with my brothers. And not just because I saw the Northern Lights, it's because I saw it with my brothers. And it was a very special experience for me because, we got closer. They're 11 years younger than me, so we weren't very close before. It was more like a older brother, younger brother relationship or a kuya. And then at the time we got very, very close. And we basically toured and saw the Northern Lights. We rode on a sleigh with reindeers.
What?
Yeah. And that was a lot of fun. And we got to meet the
Elsa?
some,
Nakita mo si Elsa?
Ay, the some, they're the parang the indigenous Norwegians. They're very, and we got to stay in their tents. They're basically like Eskimos. So
Amazing.
it was just so much fun. And I would love to go back again to see more of the north of Norway. It's very Elsa.
Sabi ni Nero, ano raw siya? Aurora Borealis Boulevard. Ay, nako.
Ako sige, good trip. Yung local would probably be like randomly my parents took us to see the Butandings. It was such a
yeah.
I was a kid and I never really expected to see that massive thing in front of me. Alam mo yun, na parang randomly. Kasi before, okay, wait lang. Before kasi my parents would just like randomly take us everywhere. Ganun sila ka-spontaneous. So, I'm actually very thankful for that. So, we saw the Butanding. And actually, at that time, the tour guide took my hand and parang gin-raise niya dun sa Butanding. And I know that you're not supposed to do that, right? But kasi at that time, binigyan niya kami ng lecture afterwards na parang what you felt actually was yung scars ng Butanding from, human interaction. So telling us that actually in the future, parang this is what we're planning, na parang if people are gonna go here, we want it to be sustainable. We don't want the Butandings to be harmed and everything. So it was actually a nice experience and a learning experience at the same time. That one. And then, yung good trip ko sa sa outside the Philippines would be the Chapel on the Water, which we experienced in Hokkaido. I believe in Hokkaido. Tapos wait lang. I saw a photo. This is what it looks like. Or you guys can actually search for it in your phones. Pero grabe yung Chapel in the Water. It's like, wait lang. Ganyan siya. Yan. Kita nyo?
Oh, yeah.
It-
It's like a cross on a frozen lake. Parang
It's
ganun.
amazing. And apparently, like, celebrities from Japan have their, weddings or whatever there. So it's a popular
Nice.
event space. It's so nice. And even the resort that it was in was super nice. Sobrang daming tall, blonde, and beautiful skiing people from other countries. In that, no promise, in that resort. It's like a popular skiing destination for mga mahilig mag-ski. So, that's one of my, like, most memorable trips outside of the Philippines. Good trip.
Ang hirap mag-isip ng specific kasi for me, like I said, since most of my travels are with my barkada, with my best friend, so they're always good. Kasi it's really so much fun to travel with friends. But I would have to say good trip yung whenever you travel with a group or actually with anyone naman. Tapos those moments when you find yourself alone during that trip, like yung kunyari, naghiwalay muna kayo kasi you wanna do something or you wanna buy something somewhere, tapos siya may iba rin siyang bibilan. And to save time, you just part ways, as magkita na lang kayo ulit after when you're done. For me, though, I love those parts of the trip so much. The times that I get to go off on my own, do whatever I want, follow my own pace, na wala akong worry na, wait, baka naman nababagalan sa akin yung kasama ko or baka masyado kung, you know what I mean? Pero at the same time, alam ko na hindi rin naman ako mag-isa dun sa trip. So I know that, when I wanna check something out with someone, I still have my friend or my friends with me. So yun lang, yung parang gustong-gusto ko yun about all my travels, yung little pockets of solitude where I get to do whatever the hell I want. If I don't want to do anything, in fact, I cannot do anything. Hindi ko kailangang magtemplo kung ayoko. Alam mo yung gano'n?
I remember experiencing this with Hazel. Na-experience ko itong like this side of Hazel. Because I remember when we traveled to Taiwan for the RX trip, pumunta tayo sa isang place. And then, naghiwalay tayo dun. For some reason, sabi mo, here ako. Tapos ako, sige mamaya, text na lang kita. And then, mga 30 minutes after, that's when we texted each other, where are you? And then, we just got snacks. And then after that, tapos na. Alam mo yun, parang, we went there together, but we explored separately.
I really like going off on my own, especially pag mga big groups yung kasama ko sa trip. Like for example, it's an RX trip. Of course, I want to spend as much time as I can with everybody to bond, but I have to have those kahit short moments of being by myself and just going around by myself. But yung sa bad trip naman, I have to say, alam mo, bad trip yung pag actually it's not the trip itself, but you know how when you're in another country, for example, tapos you get to try something, food related to na sobrang sarap. Like, oh my God, ang sarap nito or the best na ganyan. And then you never get to eat it again because you don't go back to that place or you don't remember now where exactly or baka wala na siya pagbalik mo. Yun yung mga parang, ang sad niya. Yung parang you remember na, oh my God, I remember na sobrang sarap ng tacos dito sa restaurant na to. And then yung pagbalik mo, wala na yung place. It's so sad. Ang hilig ko pa naman bumalik. Yung repeat travel.
Diba parang sinasabi ni Rica na experience na niya yung side ni Hazel na yun na you travel together, tapos biglang you went there together pero you separately, individually parang experience the place pa rin. Kami ni Markki, pag kami magkasama sa isang trip, iba yung dynamic namin. Basically, si Markki will say, Chico, pupunta tayo dito. Okay. Chico, dito naman tayo pupunta. Okay.
In short, kalad pa rin. Okay yun.
Chico, now. We're going now. Now, come. Now.
Yes. Like literally, susunod lang ako kung ano yung utos niya na gagawin namin.
I said, where are you going? What are you doing? This way.
That's
Oh
right.
my
Kami.
Oh my gosh. I can't travel with you, Markki. Baka batukan kita. As in, I cannot travel with somebody na sobrang high-strung na parang, I cannot.
No, but this is
Ganun kami,
Pokemon
ganun,
related.
Pag
eh.
Pokemon related sa inyo kasi.
We're playing kasi based on like events within the time frame that we're there, which is what? 8 hours. So we have to like do everything that we can do within the time that we're there. So Chico, we have to go to the Pokemon Center before it closes. So let's
Ganun
go.
niya sabihin.
Ganon.
Diba?
Ano
No,
naman
but I
ako,
mean-
like, masunuring bata.
But I mean,
naman
if we had like a longer time to explore, obviously we'd have time
To chill.
to chill.
Yeah.
But if you have 8 hours, come on, diba? We gotta get things done.
Yeah.
Very daddy's room pala, no?
Yeah.
Ganon.
Commander-in-chief ang dating.
Oo.
Ganon. Grabe.
Mm.
Grabe
Alright.
naman.
All right, so
Okay,
there
then.
you go.
Yeah, that's it for the Morning Rush. Thanks for joining us and happy Thursday. I believe the sun is up. The sun is out, actually. And hope you have a great day, everybody. Goodbye.
Bye.